Well, thanks for coming out today, Eileen. You're like the first person to kind of see us mid tenant improvement way.
Awesome. So you're doing some remodeling here.
We're updating a little bit. It's time for the cobbler's kids to have some shoes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I like all your inspiration that you have up here too.
Yeah, it's inspiration stuff that's current when I need to find something in a hurry because we juggle anywhere from 4 to 12 projects at a time, depending on how big they are and how in depth the scale of it is.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes if I know I'm trying to get a hold of a vendor to get something, I just need it in quick access. Sean would say it's in Airtables and just look right there, but old habits die hard.
Uh-huh.
I'm a touch and feel it kind of guy.
I hear you. I'm like that myself, visual. So one of the things I noticed when I came in, I'm going to swing around here a little bit, is just you've got all these model cars.
I've been collecting those since 1992,
Super cool.
and I have more. I just don't have them all out.
And so these provide some inspiration for you in
They're
your...
also a stress reliever. I'm not going to say on a tense phone call I won't pull one out and roll it around at my desk, but sometimes if I'm looking for a retro-inspired Madman look, I'll look and see what was relevant for some of those older ones and
Yeah.
inspiration.
I love it. So what's your favorite type of design era?
Well, as a designer, I can appreciate something from every era. I personally love the 70s because I grew up in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
but I can appreciate all of them. Even some of the things from the 80s, minus the mob carpet.
Yeah, I love your orange that you have back here. It's very sort of mid-century for me.
It stimulates energy and creativity, and
Cool.
seemed like a good fit in here.
So one of the things I noticed, when we met at a networking event, and Joey is a designer at Downs Design Company here in San Francisco, and we connected, and I just thought it would be really fun to come and see his business and what he does over here. And one of the things I liked about looking on your website was your process and the way that you set up when you're working with clients. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, I'm a very creative person, but I'm also very pragmatic, and I like to present my things as I want to receive them as a consumer. So the more we kind of lay it out for people so they can understand what goes into it as far as, time and investments and process and just putting it all together, I think it helps them with the anxiety of, in this case, maybe selling a house. But, we do all types of design, commercial, residential, pre-sale renovation, staging. It's really a relationship business, so if we have a client that we have a relationship with, we will do any and all of those things for them, and that's how we go through it. But having that clear process gives them something to kind of go back and reference and understand, okay, I'm here, we're going to be doing this, this, and this, and then we're going to move to this stage. And it helps them feel more comfortable with the process when it can be, very confusing if you've never done it before.
Right. And I like the way that you break it out into 3 different sort of tiers, so you can give them the basics, sort of middle, and then go to, top end.
Sure, and that really derived from working with different realtors that we have good relationships with, because they wanted to be able to explain to their sellers specifically, if you do these things, you can see this kind of increase incrementally in what you'll receive in your selling price, and it can be stressful. So we take all the things that should happen and we break them down, and well, if you can do 1 through 7, this would be the best thing you can do, and probably the minimum. If you can do 1 through 15, that's even better. If you get through 1 through 20, that would give you a turnkey solution that's competitive and also the benchmark in the market. And then we really rely on them to kind of add the value to it, because that's their expertise, not ours. We just give them the tools to be able to assess it and present it to their clients so they have numbers, because that seems to be how sellers and agents work.
Yes, with numbers for sure. So tell me a little bit about like some design trends that you are seeing out there in the market. I know you just came back from a big conference, so.
Well, I mean, if you look at a lot of people, a lot of designers or blogs, they're going to hear bold colors and mixed metals and things of that nature. But really, the 3 elements of design that I use are line, shape, color, repetition. That repetition is really the key there. And I think the biggest trend that's going to be out there is really utilizing texture. It'll be a blend of very stark neutrals like whites, very bright whites, and some of these more bold colors with neutral textures like what's on the little settee right here.
Oh yeah, let's go. We got our little buddy down here.
In grays and things of that nature. But really, what a texture does, whether it's in a wood, a tile, or a upholstery fabric, is it gives you some energy without being a pattern, and it won't conflict with other things. It kind of bridges things together, and I think that's probably going to be the biggest trend that you're going to see.
Awesome.
With, the whiter floors.
Okay, and like, what about color? You mentioned that. What you said? Bright colors are really big.
I think you're going to see a trend more to like some of the reds and magentas and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with those things, if you use them in a bold fashion, like as a wall or wallpaper or wall surfacing material, in a couple of years that trend's going to be over and you're going to be stuck with it. But if you keep it in small doses, maybe not necessarily the cliche, accent pillow, but maybe in a frame for some artwork. Maybe you find a great piece of artwork at a flea market and you just give it a more updated frame. You'll get more longevity out of it with less of an investment.
Okay. There's been a big trend over the last few years, several years, on just really stark kind of modern design in housing and very sleek cabinets, things like that, which I like myself. But
I do too.
Anything else that you see coming in the
Well, I think you're just going to see variations of that, and I have a lot of clients that like that, and they want all white, and I say, well, you need to mix in again more texture, and also some gray, because to achieve that European Swedish look, you've got to have variations on it. Otherwise, it looks like a set to heaven. You've got all this bright white and light stuff. It's also hard to maintain too. The biggest advice I give clients is like match your pets. Make it easy on yourself.
Yeah, I know. I have a black dog and a white dog, so I'm in trouble all the time. So anyway, we're here with Joey Lang from Downs Design in San Francisco. How do we get a hold of you, Joey?
Well, you can go to our website at www.downsdesigngroup.com, or you can call the main number, which is 415-218-5470, or just email me at Joey, and I'll give you the easy one. It's Joey, Joey, at DDGSF, Downs Design Group, SanFrancisco.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Sure.
Joey. It was great. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see me here too. So anyway, hopefully you can see us both. And thanks a lot for taking the time out today.
Absolutely.